because if I was wearing black, I would just blend into the fireplace and you might not be able to see me. So as a yoga teacher, I have a lot of crazy bright pants, fortunately, right? All right, friends, find a comfortable seat. Use your cushion if that feels nice. Let's explore tucking our feet up underneath us today. So if you can, bend your knee, sit back on your heels. For some people, that's an awful lot of strain. And so then it helps if you use your cushion so you can sit back comfortably, support your hips, take some of the weight off of your feet. I want you to be comfortable so that you can focus and breathe. So don't force yourself into a position that's not comfortable, but if you can stretch out through the fronts of your legs this way, that could be a nice way to sit for a moment. Close your eyes. Settle into your breath. So by now, you guys have started to learn how to listen to the sound of your breath. Let's work for a moment on the practice called Ujjayi Breath, which is a deeply connected breath that you can hear. So in order to find an Ujjayi breath, you're going to keep your mouth closed and let your tongue rest comfortably on the roof of your mouth. And when you do that, it's open up through the back of your throat, like you were going to say ah at the doctor. So you were trying to like drop your glottis and open your throat wide while your mouth is closed. Now take a breath in through your nose with your throat nice and open like that. Keep your throat open and exhale through your nose. When you do that, do you hear your breath like resonate in your ears a little bit? If you want to, you can even place your hands over your ears so that you have a little bit of muffling there, and try that again. So sit up nice and tall, belly in. Relax your jaw, relax the back of your throat. Let your tongue rest on the roof of your mouth. Deep, deep inhale. So it has to come from the belly, not from the chest. In through the nose. Make sure your shoulders drop as you exhale out your nose. Listen for the sound of your breath. Let's do that 5 times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Always slow and deep through in and out through the nose. Breathe in. And exhale. When you get to the top and the bottom of the breath, just pause there for a moment. Imagine it looks like a peak. You're inhaling now. Breathe in. Get to the top of that breath. Hold. And then it was like a roller coaster going down. Exhale. Nice and even. Inhale and exhale match in their tempo. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more. Nice and slow. Breathe in. And breathe out. Keep your eyes closed. Slowly bring your hands together so you tent your fingers. Holding that ball of energy between your hands. Remember we did this before, it's like a sphere. Your fingers are all touching, your palms are apart. Engage through your belly button, drop your shoulders down. And I want you to imagine that you're holding in your hands here something very dear to you. It doesn't have to be a physical object, it could be a person or a memory. But there's something very dear to you right here. And that it's been your mission to make sure that you protect and take care of these things or these people or these ideas or memories that are very important and dear to you. And in order to do that, you're not given a lot of tools except what you already have inside of yourself. So we have to start being more resourceful, looking inside of ourselves for the tools and talents that we already have and starting to nourish those. Take this time and think about some talent that you have that maybe no one knows about, or maybe it's already being shared with the world, but it's uniquely yours. And I invite you to think about how you can start to nourish that over the next few days. Let's not plan out for the next 3 months. Let's just think about right now. You're an excellent cook. You're a good listener. You're an amazing teacher. You're good with your hands. You're extremely compassionate. Whatever it is that you have to offer, it's time to start to nourish that because it's already within you. Release your hands. Let your palms rest face up on your mat. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Nice big exhale out your nose. Open your eyes. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Let your gaze follow through your fingertips. Tilt your head way back. Reach through your fingers. Reach through your chin. Engage through your abdomen. And then bring your hands back together at heart center. And we'll come off of our cushion and find ourselves in child's pose. Allowing ourselves to be intentional and mindful. Sometimes we just have to get out of our own way to even allow ourselves to just be what we could be. Child's pose, toes to touch, knees out wide. Rest your forehead on the mat. And let's get engaged here right from the beginning. Spread your fingers out wide, press your hands into the mat. And press so much that it's like you're pushing your hips back towards your heels. Maybe your elbows lift up off the mat. You're really engaged through the shoulders and the arms. Take a breath in here and a breath out. Once more, breathe in. And on your exhale, push your body up. Find yourself in your tabletop. Warm up the spine a couple times. Find your cat-cow. Knees are about hip width distance apart. Nice strong stack of shoulders over wrists. Drop the belly, breathe in, look up. Exhale, round through your back, tuck your chin, push the mat away. So you really push hard into the mat on the cat pose. And then soften your chest, soften your belly on cow, lifting up. Now match it with the breath. As you arch your back, you exhale, pushing all the air out. And then inhale, lift up. So through our practice today, I want you to really think about the breath. A deep breath, if you imagine that the bottom of the lungs is like cotton, and you were trying to like circulate air through that cotton. So deep, deep breaths all the way from the bottoms of the lungs. And while I'm talking, you're continuing to do some cat-cows here, and you can practice your Ujjayi breath if that feels normal and natural for you to try, which is keeping your mouth closed, taking those deep breaths through the back of your throat, in and out through the nose like we did when we were getting started. One more breath here, come back to neutral, tabletop. Take your right hand out, take your left foot back. You can keep your toes propped right on the mat, or go ahead, we'll fire it up first thing this morning. Lift your left leg high. Happy Thursday, y'all. You've almost made it through another week. Reach your right hand long, spark through your fingertips, press through your left hand so much that it lifts your shoulder a little bit. If you want more, engage through your left kneecap and lift your left leg high. I'm just asking you to be here for a couple seconds. So try. Let's find our edge where we're really trying. Stay here. Good, let it go. Set your right hand down. Stretch out your left wrist. Put your hand so that it's palm up on the mat. And the top of your hand presses down, and then rock back and forth just a little bit. So I've got my hand reversed. Instead of my hand flat on the mat, I got my top of my hand upside down on the mat. Other side. Take your right foot back. You can prop your toes on the mat. Even if you're here, notice if you start getting all saggy through the shoulders and the ribs and the abdomen, and instead pull in through your belly, push through the mat, engaging through your right hand. Left hand reaches long. When you're ready, you can lift your right leg. Flex the toes on your right foot, even if your toes are on the mat. So you're really driving through the heel, engaging long through the top of your right leg. And notice what's happening with your left arm. Can your left side body help hold you up? Reach through the left fingers, lift. Your gaze here is important. Breathe. Stay with me, lifting through your right heel and let it all go. Soften it out. Tuck your toes. Push your hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. As a reminder, you don't need to be really long in your down dog, so your hands and feet don't need to be on opposite ends of the mat. In fact, you want to try to make yourself like a V. So that may mean that your heels come to the mat or not, but the most important thing is that your arms are as straight as you can, and you're drawing your shoulder blades together. And you may have a soft bend in your knees, but you're letting your head really hang between your arms. Tailbone up to the sky. You are like a V shape. Open your eyes. Look at that spot between your big toes. Imagine you have all this power inside of you, and it's just anxious to be let out. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good work. We're going to walk our feet all the way up to the top of the mat. Keep your feet about 2 fists apart. Press all 5 toes on each foot into the mat and roll all the way up. Ground down through your feet so that it helps you rise. Inhale, reach up, maybe look up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Close your eyes. We'll begin our flow today by taking a moment of gratitude. Maybe something new today. What do you have right here in front of you that you are grateful for? Good work. Big breath in. Open your eyes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Breathe in, find your flat back. Hands come to your shins right underneath your knees. Shoulders drawing together. Exhale, soften your knees. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Forward fold. From your hands and knees or stepping all the way back, find your high plank position. You're in your high plank, and right away, even if you drop your knees, you're going to engage through the shoulders. So remember, when we find high plank, step into your high plank first and then drop your knees behind you. Resting your feet on the mat if you like, or tucking the toes, but not being in a tabletop, so I'm still strong through the shoulders. Stay with me in our high plank. And then we're gonna, through our knees or all the way down from high plank, your choice, but nice and slow, drawing the elbows in, lower all the way down to the mat. Rest your feet on the mat, rest your chin on the mat. Hands stay flat on the mat. Push your body up, Cobra Pose, so you just lift your chest just a little bit, pushing your hands into the mat. You don't have to lift a lot, you may just lift a little bit. Draw your elbows in. Lower your chin all the way back down. Good, come back up through your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, find your downward facing dog. Maybe that starts to feel a little bit like familiar for some of you guys that hadn't done yoga before, but you've been with me now for a couple weeks. So congratulate yourself on that. Ready? We're in our down dog. Take a big breath in. And you may go back through your hands and knees or just walk your feet up towards the top of the mat. Find your forward fold. Your hands don't have to reach the floor. They can reach for the backs of your knees or your elbows. Let your head hang all the way down. So crown of the head is shining right down between your toes. Inhale all the way up. Reach your arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Set your gaze. Inhale, reach up. Big breath. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in a way that we can hear each other, y'all. Inhale, find your flat back, hands to shins. And exhale, soften your knees. Go through your hands and knees or step all the way back. Meet me in high plank. All right. In your high plank, unless you have a shoulder issue and you're in some pain, stay with me. We're here for 10. Belly in, 9. Squeeze through your thighs. You might be sitting a lot all weekend, so use your body right now. 4. Belly in tight. Push the mat away. 2 and 1. You can drop to your knees if you like. Keep the elbows hugged in. We're going to lower down all the way flat to the mat. Relax the feet. Lift your chest. Cobra Pose. And lower all the way back down. So good for your back to do that, guys. So if you feel really tight and stiff, know that it improves over time. Tuck your toes. Go back through your hands and knees. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. If you find you're too long in your dog, just walk your feet a little bit closer. Breathe in, breathe out. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Take a walk to the top of your mat. Roll all the way up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Am I going too fast? Yes or no?
No.
Gary's good. All right, Susan, Valerie, Mick, am I going too fast or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Good?
No, that's
I count faster in the plank.
Nope. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. That was good. Breathe in, find your flat back, hands to shins. Really nice and flat, like somebody could set a glass of water on your back, and then soften your knees. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Make your way back to your high plank. If you have to crawl back through your hands and knees, here we are. Come on, stay with me. Set your gaze forward. Find something that you're not looking at. Draw your belly button in. So this week we talked about 3 things. We talked about courage, resilience, and intention. And all 3 of those you can manifest. So just think about it. You have courage. You have resilience. You're going to start to live more with intention. Good work, guys. You can drop your knees or do like a low push-up, lower all the way down to the mat. Chest and belly to the floor. Relax your feet, lift your chest, push your hands down. Exhale, lower. And come back through your hands and knees. Find your downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. What you're doing right now is called Surya Namaskara A or Sun Salutation A. So if you ever see that in yoga, that's what you're doing right now. Big breath in. We're going to do 2 more times. Take a walk to the top of your mat. Doing it 5 times is pretty traditional. Roll all the way up. Inhale, reach up. It builds heat and warms up your whole body. So you really engage through all the different muscles through these movements. Find your flat back. Hands to shins. Knees straighten, shoulders draw back, crown of your head long. Breathe in, and then exhale, let everything soften as you fold. Get strong, step back, high plank. Stay with me. If you're shaking in your high plank, that's amazing and awesome, and you should be so excited because it shows that you're working and growing. If you're not shaking in your high plank and you're like a high plank person, you do this all the time, lift one leg. Stay with me here, 10, 9, steady your breath. Stay strong even when it's hard, 6, 5. Come on, I know you have courage and resilience. 2 and 1. Lower all the way down. I'm so proud of you. Good work. Lift your chest. Breathe in. Exhale, lower all the way down. From your hands and knees, find your downward facing dog. Good work. We have 1 more. Breathe in and breathe out. Tummy in. Find the top of your mat. Root down through your feet. Roll all the way up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. All right, here's our last time, friends. Heels are nice and grounded. Every bit of you is engaged. Keep your skin to muscle to bone, hugging in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, flat back, hands to shins. Breathe out, soften your knees, bring your chest to your thighs. Find your way back, meet me in high plank. Strong in your high plank, push that mat away. If you're tired, remember we are being called upon to be strong. It takes practice. If you're not tired and this is easy for you, lift your left foot off the mat. Stay with me, 10. Set your gaze forward, breathe. Take the breath out of your chest and take it nice and long, in and out through the nose. Engage through your kneecaps. Push that mat away. Come on, 5. Breathing, 3. 1 more breath. Good work. Lower all the way down. Take your time. Lift your chest. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Meet me back. Downward facing dog. Good work, guys. Big breath in and drop to your knees. Take a child's pose. Rest. If your arms are tired, then it might be nice to just rest your hands together towards the small of your back or just loosely above your head. You don't have to engage through the shoulders quite as much in your child's pose. Just give your arms a little break. You know, a real gift of yoga is that when you're doing these very intentional movements and sometimes it asks something of you physically that you weren't expecting, then it takes your mind off of everything else. And I think that's really one of the key reasons why yoga can be very helpful in reducing stress and anxiety, because you just get so focused on like what's happening with my shoulders, what's happening with my foot, what's happening with my breath. There's so many things in your own body to think about. All right, friends, come back up, hands and knees. Listen carefully. We're going to go through a little stretch here, and you might want to have your cushion handy. I'll offer you a couple modifications if this is too stretchy for you. We're going to take your right knee and take it behind the left. So I'm crossing my right knee behind my left knee. All right, so it's like I have a crisscross of my knees with now my left leg in front. Now I'm going to walk myself back and then drop all the way back onto my hips. Now my left leg is in front and I'm in what's called a shoelace position with my legs. If this is too much for you, 2 options. One is have your cushion back behind you. You can still do the same thing. So your feet anchor on the sides of the cushion. Take your right leg up, off to the other side of your cushion, cross it behind your left knee, walk back, sit on the cushion between your feet. If this is still too much, then from a seated position, just take your left leg out and bring your right foot over. So you just have a single leg crisscross here. Okay, who's thoroughly confused about what I just said? You okay?
I'm good.
All right, who's in shoelace with me? Susan, you got it?
I am.
Good. Valerie, is that you?
Yes, but I don't know if I'm flexible enough, but I'll try.
Trying is good. If it hurts, like pain, then take your left leg out. If it's not, then it's supposed to be a deep stretch. Gary, how are you?
Questionable.
Okay. For guys, this is often like really difficult. They're like, what is happening with my leg? So, so often in a class, I'll have the guys sit on a cushion to try to help do this. But we're just getting nice and open through the legs here. Mick, how about you?
Thank you.
Okay. Sit up nice and tall wherever you are. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And then rock your way back out of this. Come back. Find your way back to your hands and knees. And we'll do the other side. So this time your left knee comes back behind your right. You need to take your feet kind of out to the edges so that you have a place to sit. Again, you can have that pillow. Just sit back on the pillow. You don't have to go down so far to the ground. Or drop all the way down. This is a big opening through the back of the pelvis and the hips. Breathe here, sit up nice and tall. If this is too much, then you're just going to extend your right leg this time, cross your left leg over. One more breath here. Come out of this. Oh. Good, tuck your toes, find your down dog. And then we're all going to meet at the top of the mat. All right, now I want you to find your prop, your stool or your chair.
Ugh.
So adjust yourself so that like Susan, I know you were using your couch, so adjust yourself so that that's going to be handy for you, or move your chair so that it's nearby. Stand at the top of your mat so that you're at a place where you can reach for your chair and your arms stay straight. And then walk your feet back a little bit. So you get to a point where your arms are parallel to your ears and the mat. And you're in a 90-degree angle. You can let your head hang. See if you can straighten your legs a little bit more. The weight is in your heels. You're driving your tailbone back. Let your elbows be soft. Keep your hands anchored on your stool or your chair or couch. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, walk your feet back forward. Reset, inhale, stand all the way up. All right, put your hands back down on your stool here. Walk your feet back and hang. Same thing, we're in that 90-degree angle. And we're gonna add a balance. Pick up your right foot, extend it behind you. It doesn't have to be high. It could just be resting on the mat, and you can kind of play with lifting it up. Keep your upper body supported through your chair or your couch. And if your right hip is arcing up towards the sky, so you're really unbalanced here, like your whole body starts to turn towards the right edge of your mat, think of a headlights, and you want both hip bones to be like headlights facing down. This is very strong through the left leg and the right hip. Breathe with me here. It's both lengthening and strengthening. Good, and set your right foot down. Take a walk to the top of the mat. Let go, roll up, raise all the way up. We'll reset, take your right arm up. Grab your right wrist with your left fingers and just drop your body over to the right for a big stretch. And switch, take your left arm up, reach for your left wrist with your right fingers, stretch over to the left side. Okay, other side, ready? Hands on the mat, on the chair. Walk your feet back so you get into this nice 90-degree. You have the support, so I'm giving you guidance, but you know what your situation looks like and how you feel. So get supported through the upper body. All right, you may still feel like you're working through the triceps and the back of the arms. That's good. You're standing on your right leg, nice and strong. Lift your left leg up. Keep your gaze down. but not down toward your knee, down and a little bit forward. See if you could push through your right leg in order to really help your left leg lift. Notice if your left knee is soft and see if you can drive through that left heel and really straighten through both legs. So you are getting the gift now of the finding length in your muscles and building strength at the same time. So we won't just be strong and stocky, and we won't just be flexible and loose. You'll be strong and flexible. Is your best combination, both on and off the mat. One more second here. Good work. Step your left foot down. Release your hands, roll all the way back up. Reset with a side stretch. Take your right hand up. Reach for your wrist with your left fingers. Our body over to the right. Come back up to center. Belly is always drawing in. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Drop over to the left. How was that? It was so great. You want to do it again? All right. We're going to do it again because we're going to like build ourselves up to a something we'll work on to learn to do. All right, ready? Here we go. Hands to the chair. Walk your feet back. 90-degree angle. You know when to pull back and when you can keep going. It's just for right now. It's not forever. So listen to yourself, but let me be your guide. Stand strong on your left foot. Lift your right leg. All right, so right now, you're using your core quite a bit because your body is parallel to the floor. See if you can walk your hands a little closer and lift your chest. So now I'm like not parallel to the floor. I have my chest lifted here with my right leg lifted using the support of your chair or your stool. Depending on the height of that, it may be easier for you if you were hanging on the back of the chair. So if you need to reset, that's fine. One more breath here. Lift your chest to the degree that you can. Straight arms. Right heel lifts. You have courage, resilience, intention in that right foot. Good work. Set it down. Pedal it out. Sometimes being challenged is a gift. Right? Susan and I were talking about that before class started today. Like we all need a purpose sometimes. It's a challenge. Ready? Stand on your right foot. Lift your left leg up. Start with your body parallel. Think about really drawing your belly button in, extending through your left heel. Your gaze is not on your right knee or your right toes. It's a little bit forward. But hold your gaze steady. Breathe. Lift through your left heel. Push through your left heel. If your left foot is down on the mat, you're still working. Even if your left foot is down, you can still lift through your chest. Straighten your arms, get your chest up a little bit. Breathe here, breathe here, breathe here. Good work. Set your left foot down. Let's take a forward fold and just relax for a minute. Ragdoll. Roll all the way back up. All right, you're good and warm in your legs now. Now we're going to just use the chair as a place to have some balance. So stand so your left hand can support you. Ideally, you would have that support at a place that's not so low you have to bend your knees. Okay, so even if you need to grab onto something else, just find some support. All right, we're working our way towards a pose called dancer. This is how we get there. We're going to find our right foot. So I have balance with my left hand on the chair, and I'm trying to catch my right foot in my right hand. If that doesn't work for you, then I want you to just practice standing on the one leg and lifting your right foot up. All right? Otherwise, we're going to stand with the right foot in our right hand, and I have balance with my left hand on the chair. Play with letting go of your left hand and taking your right hand up, or your left hand up to the sky, keeping the catch of the right foot. Just play with it. If your balance is like spot on today, this is the full pose. We lift the right foot up higher, reach through the left hand. You got to start somewhere. right? So you're not going to wake up in the morning and just be like doing things you've never done before. You got to do it a little bit of time and do the work. So lifting your left hand just a little bit, just standing here, lifting your right foot, just getting comfortable being really strong on one leg. Wherever you are, let it go. Reset. Shrug your shoulders a few times. And we'll go the other direction. So now you want to turn and face a different way so that your right hand now can be on the back of your chair or your couch or table. Remember I talked about like your top and your bottom are like a Lego guy. You have a top and a bottom. So sometimes we just dump all the weight into our hips by sitting down, and we're having, this is the slouchy posture everybody complains about. So if you have two parts, your top half is always doing its own job. It's holding it up from the rib cage and the waist, and the bottom half of your body is holding itself up. So you're not dumping the top half into the bottom. So start anytime you have a balance pose by getting fully engaged here. All right, right hand is on the chair. We're trying to catch the left foot with the left hand. It doesn't matter if you catch it on the outside of the foot or the inside of the foot. Just try to catch your ankle, your foot, making that connection. All right, if this doesn't work, and it might be different on the two sides, then you just hold on to the chair with your right hand and practice standing on the one leg. You can even practice standing on the one leg and letting go of your balance support, that chair. If you want to play with going further with me, we're standing on the right leg. Grab your left foot and your left hand. Take your right hand up towards the sky. That's step one. Step two is to start to pull your left foot back, letting your right arm extend, left leg lift. Set your gaze. Wherever you are, breathe. If you fall out, get back in. We're all going to stay together, trying a couple more breaths. Holding your left foot in your left hand, playing with lifting your right hand. Stay with me. 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Good work. All right, y'all. Was that a total disaster or like somewhere in the middle?
Somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle for Gary. That's good. Everybody else. Valerie, disaster or somewhere in the middle?
No, that was fine.
Okay, good. Susan, how about you? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
I stayed in more the beginning part, just kind
Good.
of trying to put my hand up.
Perfect. How about you, Mick? Más o menos. Okay. Good job, guys. I asked a lot of you today. I really appreciate your effort and your intention. Have a seat on your mat. Get a little reward now. Sit down on your mat. Lay back nice and slow. Let your feet spread out. Let your hands go out wide. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. If we never know the struggle, then we never know what it feels like to succeed. Bend both knees. Put your feet on the floor. Take your right foot off the ground and cross it on top of your left knee. So I have like a figure 4 shape. My right knee bent, right ankle resting on top of my left thigh. You may want to just stay here if this is a lot for you and just press your right hand into your right thigh, pressing the leg away. If this is okay and you want more, then you can lift up your left foot, reach your hands through that opening, clasp your hands behind your left thigh, and pull your left thigh towards your chest, keeping your right ankle where you were. This is reclined pigeon pose. So you may recall we've done pigeon on the mat with our front leg bent and our back leg straight behind us. This is kind of the same thing, except you're on the back. pull your left thigh towards your chest. Try flexing the feet on both. So flex your toes on both feet and pull your knee towards your chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Look at all these opportunities you have to just relax and soften into your breath. So whenever we find stillness, rather than just going into nothingness or going into our head, that monkey mind of stuff to do, you go to your breath. That's what you focus on. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep pulling your left thigh towards your chest. If you want to explore straightening out your left leg, if you have the clasp of your left hands, of your hands behind your left thigh, you can play with that. One more breath here. Good, and then we'll release everything. Keep your knees bent, feet on the floor. Take your feet out nice and wide and just drop your knees to the left and the right. Kind of opening through the hips and the legs. Keep your shoulder blades where they are so you're not rolling from side to side. You're just letting the hips do the rotation as your knees drop a little bit side to side. They don't need to drop all the way to the floor. All right, bring your feet back hip distance apart. Good work. All right, left leg lifts. Both knees stay bent. Cross your left knee on top of your right thigh. You may stay here. Flex the toes on your left foot and push your left knee away, left thigh away with your left hand. If you want more, pick up your right foot and interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Keep your left ankle crossed in front and pull towards your chest. Reclined pigeon here. You really don't need to lift your shoulders. Just let the action be the pull of your thigh closer to your chest. The back of your left leg and your left hip should be where you feel like the tightness in the stretch. Close your eyes here. Just by virtue of you prioritizing your life and your time and the people, in order to take this time to do a yoga practice this morning, you are demonstrating that you already have within you the ability to live with intention. So let's start to intentionally manifest more of your gifts and talents. Rather than becoming smaller during this time when we're, quote, locked in, let's become greater. Pull your right thigh towards your chest. Find your steady, slow breath in and out. If you want to straighten out your right leg, that might be nice here. It's optional. But your left leg is still crossed on the front of your right thigh. You're breathing. And let's release everything. Let it go. Both feet to the mat. Feet out nice and wide. Windshield wiper. Side to side. Take your left leg long and bend your right knee. Pull your right knee into your chest. If your chin is pointed up, like you can look behind you, flatten out your neck a little bit so that you're more aligned through your spine on the mat. And then let this right leg come out towards your ribs and your right armpit a little bit, and then use the tension from your arms to pull and squeeze. You should feel this in your right hip flexor, which is that crease at the top of your leg. Pull and squeeze, pull and squeeze. You're driving through your left heel as well, so your left leg is on the mat, but it's still awake. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, really hug your leg into your chest. Good. Let that side go. Take your right leg out long. Maybe it feels good to kind of shake them out a little bit. Then keep your right leg straight on the mat. Pull your left knee into your chest. Learning to modify, learning what feels okay and what doesn't is a real gift of being able to do a practice that connects you with your body. Rather than just ignoring how we feel, listen. Learn to work with it. Take your left knee out a little bit. You still have your leg bent, hugging your thigh towards your chest, but think of hugging your left thigh more towards your outer left ribs. Keep your right leg long. Relax the back of your neck so you're nice and straight, not having your chin up. And then use your inhale and then your exhale to really squeeze. So on the exhale, hug your thigh down, down, down into your chest. Take another breath here. And release. Take your arms up above your head. Point your toes, reach through your fingers. Make yourself grow an inch. Reach, 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 nice and long. Reach through your toes, reach through your fingertips. Take a deep breath in, hold this tension. And then exhale, let it all soften. Bring your hands back down to your sides. Let your feet open up a little bit, so ankles towards the edges of your mat. Palms are up, eyes are closed. During your Shavasana right now, I invite you to choose one of the words we focused on this week and just let it settle in you, whichever you need. Courage, resilience, or intention. Choose one of those and offer it back to yourself like it were a gift. This is what I give to you. Body, spirit, I give you courage. I give you resilience. I offer you intention. Soften your jaw, soften your shoulders, soften your knees, soften your feet. Soften your breath. Slow, deep breath in. Slow, deep breath out. Let this experience of mindfulness give you your courage and resilience and intention long after you roll up your mat. Start to wiggle your hands and your toes. Circle out your wrists, circle out your ankles, open your eyes. Take another big good morning stretch. Reaching your hands up above your head. And then roll over onto your side. And we'll meet at the top of our mat. Heart center. I share with you this quote as we close our practice. First, it is an intention, then a behavior, then a habit, then a practice, then a second nature, then it is simply who you are. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us, each other today. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Christine.
Thanks.
How's everybody? Yeah.